we're live. Good evening, guys. How y'all doing? This
So,
is day something of quarantine. Kind of lost count now. Introducing again. We have Goose,
Hey, what's going on?
Bear,
yo,
and Brooklyn.
yo,
And then you have myself, Eddie. So so today we're gonna talk about a few things that have been developing over the past couple of days, past couple of weeks. We heard, I believe today, that Netherlands League, the Dutch League, has decided to completely end their season and declare no winner, no champion, no relegation, no promotion. We'll be discussing that. We'll also touch on what the EPL is planning to do. We've heard rumors that they plan to use the PPG table in order to decide who gets relegated, who becomes champion, who gets promoted. And last but not least, we have news of Newcastle, who there is news that the Saudi Arabian government is planning to buy the Premier League team, and they're going to become one of the richest Premier League teams.
no, the richest.
The richest, yeah, by quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the Dutch League. They have decided to end their season. No champion, no promotion, no relegation. Thoughts, opinions. What do you guys think? I guess Brooklyn, start it off. What do you think?
I mean, I don't see it as a big deal for that league since it's not like a top 5 league that competes in Europe. The last time we had to go say Ajax, but did anyone really think that they would win Champions League?
I mean, if they beat Real Madrid, I did believe they were going to win it.
Yeah, but I mean, Real Madrid, the first season without Ronaldo is a big, big difference.
That team was on fire, though.
It was on fire, though. It was
on fire, and they
But,
probably done it with Ronaldo there.
But I mean, I don't see it as a big deal since.
When Real Madrid doesn't win it, it's not a big deal, right? Okay, got it.
No, I'm talking about the league ending.
Okay.
I don't say it's a big deal that it ended just like that with no relegation, no one going up, no one going down. But
I mean, UEFA did approve it, so
yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a big,
Well, I have a question for you, Brooklyn. Actually, so you're saying you don't really think it's a big deal, but you don't think it kind of sets a precedent for the other European leagues, the other European teams to think and consider that perhaps maybe they should also follow suit. Kind of take that example from the Dutch league and end their seasons just the same as the same as they are. UEFA has obviously approved it, and they're going through with canceling the league with no promotion, no relegation, no champion. That kind of sets a precedent, don't you think?
Yeah, but thinking about other leagues, let's say if it's like in Spanish league, I wouldn't mind because they're only a point away, so it's not like it's gonna be. But like we said, EPL is how many points away from first and second?
Over 20 points.
Yeah, that's a lot. So might as well just crown the first place champion. But since it's like I said, it's the Dutch league is not like a top 5 league. They don't that much money. I'm not saying that they don't make that much money to UEFA. So I don't see
So you think every league should pretty much do their own thing, just kind of go on a case by case basis?
Yeah, it depends how it is because some leagues are planned from what I had read, some leagues are planning to start July or August, or even early as June. And there's not let's say there's a lot of games remaining. There's 10 games remaining for each league.
Yeah, approximately. I think 9 or something like that. But yeah, pretty much 10.
Yeah. So they could just finish that a month and a half, and
All right.
That's it.
So Goose, what do you think? What do you think about the Netherlands deciding to end the season with no champion?
I think it's bonkers, but
It's bonkers?
circumstances. It's bonkers. Understanding the circumstances, because, like you said, other leagues might want to follow on that decision. It might be decided, oh well, this league did it. Seeing how they did it, might as well we all join in. And let's do it that way too. But it seems to them that I don't know how the fans are taking it. We still got to see the reactions of the fans for each of those clubs. But yeah, I guess like a league like EPL where Liverpool is leading by more than 20 points, it seems reasonable, especially not taking into their, just because they haven't won in like so many years a title. But I think an EPL might, just because they're leading so much, and nobody thinks that ever catch up. Any other team can catch up to them. Some people might have a different opinion.
Okay, so I mean, we keep talking about the EPL obviously because it's.
I think that's the most controversial league right now. That's why.
Why do you think it's the most controversial league right now?
I think everybody's speaking about it because Liverpool is leading so much, and it'd be so unfair to just cancel the league and just call it a day. That's what it is. You got.
I agree. Obviously, we talk a lot about Liverpool and the lead that they have over second place, but we haven't really touched upon the, for example, La Liga, where I think the difference is only 1 point. Obviously, Barcelona is in first place, and obviously you as a Barcelona fan, I'm sure you would want them to just win the championship. But what about a league like that?
I think a league like that it should finish, but with so many cases that are going out there, who knows what might happen. But I think, again, we touched this subject last week, where they should do it indoors with no fans, and if they don't have, if maybe, I don't know what the cases are right now for players that are tested positive, but they should, they have the youth players, and they should use them and see what the team is built on like the foundation of it, and that would make a difference, and you'll see who the real champions are. And the league, however, and maybe cut the week shorter, so like it doesn't interrupt with the next season. So seeing on how like maybe play a couple games and just cut the season a little short, so it gives room for the next season to start off fresh and not so piled up because of last season's or whatever happened last season. You know what I'm saying?
So you think a league like, for example, La Liga should continue their games, whereas the Dutch league has already ended their season.
They already
Premier League can probably end their season and declare champion, but for other leagues that are kind of not that definitive yet, they should keep playing.
Yeah, if it's too tight, I think keep playing. It's only fair for the teams and for the fans because they really wanted to see their team or see an outcome of this, because just to be like, oh, it's cancelled. Again, yes, the Netherlands has probably like top two teams, but it's always Ajax first place or PSV. It's always like that. And so
I mean, but then you want, at the same time, it's kind of not fair to the Dutch teams, the Dutch fans, because if I'm not mistaken, let's see, Ajax was also they were tied on points with the second place team, so that's kind of tight league. They were tied for first place.
Right.
The only difference was goal difference.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
So in that case, I guess they could go for second or third place. In that case, just have like a little match between them, and
but the season's canceled already though. But
yeah, that's the problem there.
Bear, what do you think?
Okay, so as a football fan, you always want to see a league finish, no matter what. But humanly wise, you can't really risk anyone's health and just put them out there. So yeah, I mean, in some way it's fair, some way it's not. Usually that league, Dutch league, is always dominant by PSV. Ajax. And the second place was AZ Alkmaar. So it would have been like a first in a couple of years.
Yeah.
So and Ajax is just a few goals up. You know, it wasn't even a big margin. You know, they could have messed
Yeah,
up
but
here
I
and
think it
there.
was like, what is that, 8 goals, 9 goals?
Yeah, 8 goals, 9 goals. They could have messed up here and there, and you know, it would have been pretty big though, even though it's not a top five league. It would have been pretty big for AZ.
Definitely would have been interesting end to the season, to say the least. And, I saw some publications, they were saying already that Ajax was kind of robbed of a chance of winning the title. But, one has to think, was this really the best way for them to go? Like Brooklyn said, they're not considered a top five league, but it is one of almost, I would say, I don't know, top 6, 7. So they kind of.
Okay, that's some other day's topic. But what is a top five league?
So you have Germany, Italy, France, Spain, and England.
I don't consider France a top five.
Yeah,
league.
it's not like
That's
we consider it to what
it's not what we consider a top five league. Yeah, exactly. That's a top five. Quotation mark.
That's some other day's topic. But if it were to my opinion, real quick, it would be EPL, Spain, German, and Italy, and then there's a top. It's a pretty tight, close 5 between Portugal and Netherlands. I don't consider France a top 5.
Yeah,
but that's some other day topic.
Yeah. But you might not consider it, but at the end of the day, UEFA kind of considers it.
The only way to consider it is because of the coefficient, which is PSG always putting in work. That's what counts. But that's another day's topic, not today.
Yeah, but as of right now, they can see top 5 teams. So like Brooklyn said, they don't really set an example, but it's not an example that I think the other teams will follow. At least not in my opinion.
They can't. They can follow it, but the problem is, in other leagues, other clubs have more power. They have more money.
Yeah.
So, like in EPL now, the top 6, considerably the top 6. City, Liverpool, United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs. They have the money. They have the budget to fight whatever they want. But now you have a top 7 now with Newcastle coming in.
Yeah.
So they have a big say now. If everything if everything completes, Newcastle gonna be in the big picture now. They're gonna be the top dogs now, and it's gonna be hard fighting them because money moves around the world, and in football, it's no difference.
Yeah, and especially in more recent times, money has definitely been a huge factor in football, and definitely influenced a lot of decisions, as we can see with where the World Cup has been played and where the future World Cup will be played. So that just goes to show in and of itself what what money is kind of doing to the sport, and how it's really changing the teams, the landscape. Just the ridiculous amount of money that these players get paid to play. But yeah, that's what it is. The Dutch season has been canceled for this season, and I think, as I guess as Bear had mentioned earlier, it's going to be as if this season never happened. So in a way, I kind of agree with their decision, because they.
Humanly wise, you don't want more lives. You don't want more lives.
Yeah, you don't want more lives, and it's already been. You don't want more lives to get lost. To be lost. You don't want more people to get infected. And the season has already been disrupted. Way past it. Being able to fix it.
Right.
In some sense, it kind of just makes sense. Scrap this league. Forget it. We'll do it again next year if we can. And it doesn't make really. In one case, it doesn't really make sense for them to try and end the season, especially with I'm sure they don't really have. Well, at least here in the United States, they don't really have a lot of TV contracts or a lot of money that will be lost. Whereas the Premier League is gonna have their TV contracts that they kind of have to fulfill, or it's a lot of money that they're banking on. So in a sense, for the Dutch league, it kind of makes sense. But it's still.
Can I add a final question to this? To the Netherlands? Yeah, would you guys consider a good idea starting next season with, let's say, top 3 for the Netherlands, whoever ended first place, maybe 6 points, second place? No,
because
then where I was going with it, right?
But then you disrupt the whole league. My proposal would be, you know what? Instead of starting with 0 points, everyone's 0. You start off with the points that you were left off with.
What do you mean?
If you had 20 points this season, then you start off with 20 points. If you had 60 points, then you start off with 60 points next season, and then just play it off.
Wouldn't that
disrupt? Yeah, but then you're gonna have teams ending the season with 100+ points.
Yeah.
All right then, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna carry on the next season. All the teams,
All right, but let's take that. All right, but let's say that the teams in the middle table, this past season that just ended, play bad next season, then they get relegated because of the points they had.
It's not fair. I know, but I mean, it's just throwing things around.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess they made a choice that kind of they had to make. Obviously, I don't think
I actually like the Dutch league now because they had the balls to do it. They were the first league to do it. They said, you know what? If we in a mistake, we're gonna assume it, and whatever happens. Because I think every league is scared right now to make the first move.
Yeah, I think it was pretty bold of the Dutch league to do that. It's definitely bold because, like you said, first league in the world to do it. I think I don't think I've heard of any other leagues that have canceled completely. Everywhere else, all you hear is talk of how they can resume the season and when they can resume.
Yeah,
Germany has already been practicing. Germany has already been practicing for the past week or two, I think. And they're saying that in May they're gonna start trying to start the league again.
May 9th.
Yeah.
Hasn't a couple leagues started practicing with like 4 or 5 players?
No. I mean, Mourinho was caught in a random park. He was caught training with like 5 guys.
Typical.
Wait, did that really happen?
Yeah, that really happened. That really happened.
It was like a public park.
It was a public park, but it's one of those high areas where not so really that much people gather. But he was there training with like 4 or 5. There's been rumors for EPL they want to do the training again with 4 or 5 guys at a time, send them home, and then bring another 5
Not really sure what if that's even a good idea, to be honest. Well, I mean, what's the point of practicing with 4 guys? And can't you just have the whole squad there? It's not 6 feet apart. They have the space.
Going again off topic. As a Real Madrid fan, you really don't like Hazard because the guy just he doesn't train. He doesn't train, bro. He just sits there, eats.
Let's not talk about that.
You want somebody train him. Like I said, I'm going off topic, but
I think in my opinion, the players as professionals, they should have that discipline to stay in shape at least. In their own houses,
That's some other
at the end of the day, they're professionals, and they're getting, it's a job for them.
Paid millions. They're getting paid millions to stay in shape.
Exactly.
They're getting paid. They're getting paid.
You're right about that. You want to talk about Hazard? Very unprofessional dude, in my opinion. But that's
some other topic. So yeah, I'm just saying.
That's the Dutch league. We'll see how that turns out. Then we have the EPL, the Premier League. They're planning to to use their PPG table to
Just to be clear, just so people that don't know what is.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not really 100% sure what that is.
Bear?
So, Bear, what is this PPG?
PPG is percentage per goal, and what they're trying to do is just based on the goals they make every game, they want to make a new table. So eventually it's gonna be Liverpool number 1. City can't qualify because of that UEFA thing. So the top 4 will be Liverpool, Leicester, Chelsea, and United. United overcoming Sheffield and Wolves.
So what do you think exactly about that system? They're using that system to qualify or to find the champions, find who to relegate and who to promote.
Okay, so champions, you can't do nothing about it. Liverpool's gonna win it no matter what. They're only really 3 points away. Just play City and just beat City, and they're gonna be champions. But then when you come to the top 4, City, if it wasn't for that technicality, they'll still be champions. They'll still be in Champions League. Leicester will still be in Champions League. But then Chelsea's a 50-50 though. You have good games with Chelsea, and then you have shit games with Chelsea. And I'm a Chelsea fan. With Chelsea, you bring a great squad once, but then they will lose three games in a row. As of Sheffield has nothing to play with. It's just EPL. They don't play Europa League. They don't play FA Cup. They don't play nothing. They just play EPL straight. So Sheffield has a good chance to get into the top 4. And then Wolves is 50-50 too, because Wolves has the EPL and they have the Europa League. So if they get eliminated technicality on the EPL, they can still play in Europa League. So they still have a chance to get promoted into Champions League.
Yeah.
You know? And then United is the same thing as Wolves, you know? You get out of EPL, but you still have the Europa League.
So do you at the end of the day, do you think they should? Do you think it's a good way for them to move forward with? Do you think it's a good system for them to decide if they end up not being able to play the remaining games, or do you think they should do like the Dutch league where they just end it?
Okay. So let me answer you with a question though. Is it fair for the guys that have been fighting the whole season to just end up with a percentage? The percentage means United goes forward, United goes into Champions League. But being Sheffield and Wolves, you won't get that promotion. You won't get that money revenue no more. You'll be back again into Europa League again. When you had a bigger chance today, because top 4 is just 3 points, you know, and it's Chelsea, United, Sheffield, Wolves, Spurs, and if you want to add in,
what do you mean top 4 exactly? Or you're not counting City, right? Yeah.
No, City and Leicester.
It's 10 points. It's 10 points between 3rd and 6th place, which is not including City. Leicester City is 53 points. Wolves has 43. So currently Leicester has 53, Chelsea has 48, United has 45, and Wolves has 43.
And then Spurs, Arsenal, they're not pretty far away.
Spurs has 41 points and Sheffield is
2 points. So is it fair for you guys? I don't think it's that really fair though. And I'm a Chelsea man. I don't think it's fair.
Well, that's like, you know, that goes back to, you know, our original question. Should they just end the league and pretend like the league never happened?
No.
Right.
No. Right. That wouldn't be fair to Liverpool.
That wouldn't be fair to any team, especially teams like Wolves that gave amazing games, that made spectacular games this season. against City,
No,
against top teams.
Wolves did fucking expose Liverpool. They exposed Liverpool.
This season for Wolves is, if the last season was good, this season was great for them. And they can show what a small team, but the team that works together, what they can do. You know.
Brooklyn, what do you think?
Real quick, as a football fan, I think it's fair to fucking play the games, but as a human, you can't play those games. You just can't.
You can.
You can't. Yeah, you can't. You can't expose lives to that.
Whose lives? You're talking about the fans' lives or the soccer players' lives?
Fans and players. You can't expose them. You cannot expose them.
Fans won't be allowed though. That's the thing. They're playing behind closed doors.
And the fans do hit you hard. You know, they do hit you hard. Just the last game we saw, Liverpool against Atletico Madrid. Atletico thrives on being the small club, being the underdog. They love it. They just love it. So, you know, you have teams that have the enthusiasm as being as the underdog team and beating the big dog team.
With the fans, you're saying? That's fine. But the teams got to move on from that. Teams, whatever. This is not the season for it. Obviously, the situation is not for it.
So just cancel the league.
Don't cancel the league. Don't cancel the league. I'm saying they can't.
Hold on. I want to hear what Brooklyn has to say. We haven't heard from him. So, what do you think is gonna? What do you think about that? Using the points, or the percentage per goal system, or the points per goal system to declare a champion?
I mean, I feel like they could still finish the league though. I don't think they should use that as the like to decide whether who's in Champions League and who's not, or who's being relegated and who's not.
But like Bear said, is it you know, it's not the same to play without fans. You know, there are smaller teams. For example, I'm sure Sheffield United or Wolves even can count as one of those small teams that kind of you know feeds off the fans' energy in the games and you know
they beat us. They could get in easy in Champions League and take Chelsea out.
So Brooklyn, you know, playing behind closed doors. Do you think that teams like that kind of face a disadvantage? Playing behind closed doors.
It might, but it's the only safe way to do it. There's no choice whether
only.
There's no choice.
I mean,
whether,
the choice for them to
is it fair?
The choice for them
it's
to
not
end
fair, but
end the season is still there though.
Yeah, it's not fair. I understand, but it's the only choice whether they like it or not.
I'm sorry, guys. There's a proposal where EPL is going to be played in London only. So every team has a hotel room where they're like just isolated, and they play three games a week. Isolated, no fans, nothing.
But then, you know, going back to the fairness thing, that's also not fair. You have teams from London who are going to be playing home for those games.
Because even though if you play home, you know that turf, how it works, how it's being played, how much water is being. I mean, it just goes to technicality. I mean, it goes stupid. But once you know how much water goes into the turf,
you're familiar on that pitch. Basically, you know, it's different playing on the unfamiliar pitch.
Yeah, but there's teams that play better away. There's teams that they go to different pitches. Like, oh, we gotta beat them at their home. I know. We gotta beat them.
Back to the topic on hand. You know, but the EPL is rumored to be planning to do. Goose, what are your? If you can wrap this up and give us some thoughts and close it off and see what do you think about this? Do you think EPL should use this points per goal system to declare winners and promotion relegation, or should they just end the season like the Dutch league?
What then was the effect?
It was me. I don't think they should use this point percentage if that's what the only option that they have.
It's one of the options, not the only one. It's something that they're kind of.
It's a good option. Yeah, I think maybe just playing not the rest of the season, but just cut it to a few games, not completely, but on some of those, and just play half of that and see who wins. You know, just to be fair for the next season. So play a couple games this season, not the complete season that we had left. Cut it in half or something, or cut it a third of it, and just finish it like that. However it finishes, whoever's first, whoever's second, whoever's third. No fans is perfect for me. Keeps everybody safe. Keeps fans, keeps players safe, keeps everybody off who's part of the game safe. No fans is perfect. Whether you're a team that has that works off the magic of the 12th player who is we're talking about the fans.
But that has yet to be seen. So kind of I guess now onto the next topic. So Newcastle, they are being bought out by, what is it, Saudi Arabian prince, Saudi Arabian government,
Saudi Arabian money.
Saudi Arabian money. Thoughts, Brooklyn? What do you think?
I mean, shit, Newcastle's gonna be strong now. With all the players they might actually buy. I don't think they're gonna buy
potential.
Yeah. But I don't think they will actually buy top players the first or second year.
They can buy they can buy one player.
Yeah, like I said, they can't really buy 5 or 6 or something players like that.
But didn't City do something like that?
No, this thing though, it was different times when City did it. When Chelsea did it too, it was different times. When
now
Chelsea
it's all about
in 2004 when they did it with the Abramovich takeover, it was different times. Nobody has seen this. Everyone called Abramovich a madman for buying.
So you're saying it's more of a restriction now?
Yes, there's more restriction now. But back then there was no restrictions. When Abramovich came in, he brought in 11 players for $100 million, which is not that crazy with today's market. But back then, you bought a Drogba, an unknown striker, for $24 million. They call him a madman. It's stupid business.
Right.
So I mean, Brooklyn. At the end of the day, what were your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think it's good. I think it's gonna put more pressure on other teams to step up, because like Arsenal, they don't want to waste money. They don't want to waste they have the money, but they don't want to waste the money.
But let me tell you real quick. With Arsenal, it's different because it's not just one owner; it's various owners at the same time. It's 3 owners.
Yeah.
I understand that, but let's
tougher.
let Brooklyn finish up real quick.
Yeah, I understand what Bear said, but now I'm pretty sure every owner is gonna see, a new team's coming in with more money. It's gonna be tougher for us to go back in the Champions League, because they haven't been in the Champions League in 2-3 years. When was the last time Arsenal was in Champions League?
Yeah,
now they see a new
2 years.
They see a new potential threat. They're gonna have to spend money in order for them to fight for the top 4 spot. And also Spurs, they have the money and they haven't wasted money
Spurs is different because they just spend money in their stadium, so they really can't go over budget because they already spent on the stadium.
Yeah,
I guess Goose, what do you think about the Newcastle?
What do I think? It's gonna happen. You're gonna have teams that are gonna get bought out. It's happened a couple of times these recent years, and I think it's great for the sport. I get excited to see these new teams come up with new teams with players that are already around, and they buy it out from other teams. And I like to see other teams build from that and see what Newcastle.
Do you think that's good though? At the end of the day, for the sport, I mean, it's basically whoever has the most money is gonna win championships.
It goes 50-50. It goes 50-50.
It's not decided where the teams with big money are gonna be champions. They're gonna win titles. Because look at City. City struggled. But they've been struggling. They haven't.
They struggled in the Champions League, but as far as the Premier League goes, they've been winning the title.
They won. They should have been owning though. They should have been destroying every team. Look at Liverpool.
I mean, they're not the only team with money though. I mean,
right? But they're the ones that spent the most so far.
Exactly, they spent the most so far, and they're the ones that are not even, because Manchester United and Liverpool have spent a lot of money in the last couple of years.
Okay, perfect example. That doesn't mean you get the best, you're gonna win. You don't. It's that's why I love it, because people automatically think Newcastle, big money, they're gonna come and take over. They're not, because you have all these other.
They probably are though, and give them 2-3 years, and they will win the Premier League. I can bet on that.
I believe that. Don't mean they're gonna come and win Champions League, because City
they might win one. They might win one, but then everyone's gonna jump on players and move players around.
Though. So it's like, Champions League is a different tournament, different environment. Real Madrid owns that tournament, so I mean, let's not even go there.
Yeah.
He had to say.
So how do we block the host? How we block the host? We block him?
I mean, Bear, what do you think about the Newcastle deal?
For me, it goes 50-50. It's great for the sport, and it's bad for the sport, because the more people you bring in, the more rich, the less the lower teams have. They have a chance of getting into being the black horse into the FA Cup, which back then was magical. Champions League as well. Now it's just being more restricted to just the big clubs. You always see now every quarterfinal, semifinal, the same teams. You might see one here and there, but now it's only the same 8 for the next couple of years. And EPL is good though, because back then it was just a top 3, top 4. It became a top 6. Now with Newcastle being bought, it's going to become a top 7. So it's being more competitive in the top. But when it comes to the bottom, you're being more or less productive there, when you should just promote everyone, all 20 teams, not just 6 or 7 teams.
You have teams that will fight for it, will fight in their own prospective league, and fight for champions. Just the quick example, Leicester did it. Leicester City. Sorry, excuse me. Leicester did it, and they did it, and they came from second division, and they made it. They won Premier League, and they won the champion, and they gave a good fight.
They had that one year when everyone was in transition. Chelsea was down. City was about to buy Guardiola. United had lost Ferguson. Liverpool was shit, like always. So there was no when they won the league, it was 81 points. Now you win. Now every Premier League team is winning with 90 points and above, 100.
Let me pause you there though. Who's third place in Premier League right now?
They're third place because they still have players. Leicester, but they really far away from Liverpool. They even like 10 points far away from City.
But now, wasn't the game where Liverpool very tight? Wasn't stolen?
The first game was, in my opinion, it was stolen from Liverpool with a 90th minute dive from Sané. Was it Sané or Salah? I'm not really sure.
One of the two.
Yeah, but.
Leicester could give a fight to any team in Premier League with their top players and their money, and it's amazing.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to end it there, and we will keep discussing these developments as they happen with the clubs, with the teams, and what they plan to do with this quarantine. So we will see y'all next time.
All right. Later, man. Take care.
Later, man.